So, yeah, I'm gonna do something. It'll take me a while to really do. I'm gonna review the Soursop. Um, Now, you may wonder, why has it taken so long for me to review fruit that is pretty common to all the places that I've been around the world? Well, me and the Soursop have a history. In 2012, I went to India. And this was before I was making these videos or anything, but I still was, of course, obsessed with trying to track down new fruits. And I was there for about a month. And I went to markets, I looked around, and all I saw were just like apples, bananas, pears, like nothing really interesting at all. So I spent a month looking. On the day before the day I left India, I went to a little market in Trivandrum, just way in the south of India, and walking through is all the same crap, all the same like apples and bananas and stuff like that, until I like passed the butcher section. So people just like killing chickens, and there's all that fun stuff going on. I go past that, and the area is like mostly closed down. Like all this part of the market is mostly closed down, but there's one woman, like an old lady, sitting behind a stump. She has like a little children's plastic chair that she's sitting on, and in front of her is like this big old stump. And on this stump is a single soursop, one soursop, just there. That's all she had. The only fruit she had was one soursop, and she was trying to sell it there. I had never seen a soursop before, so I was like super excited. I bought it for about 50 rupees, which is about $1, and I took it back to my hotel, and I ate it. I ate the soursop. And the next day, I had horrible, horrible food poisoning. Like, so bad. So bad. There's like all this stuff that I wanted to do in India. There's all the stuff I wanted to do on my last day in India, like different errands I wanted to run, things I wanted to see, souvenirs I wanted to buy. Instead, I spent the entire day in the bed of my like $5 hotel room, and I just like couldn't eat anything. Like, I spent the whole time just like, I'm not going to go into details, but sick. Okay, it's just like really, really badly, grossly sick. And it was all because of this thing. I'm pretty sure, because I was eating very safely when I was there. And I lasted a whole month without getting sick at all. And the last day I spent that in bed. And it carried over into my trip back. Try going through Indian security when you are unable to be away from a toilet for more than 5 minutes. It was the worst day of my life. Now, I'm not going to go into the whole long story because it's disgusting, but in trying to get through airport security, I was stopped for a variety of reasons. Look at my passport, have me sign a book, get my have my e-ticket checked, get a real ticket, have my bag scanned, go to the ticket counter, go through the metal detector. Like, I was stopped 13 times. I counted. I felt every time I had to stop more than anything. It was hell. It was such an awful, awful, awful experience. And, when I had soursop the first time, I loved it. It was delicious. I really liked cherimoya and sugar apples, and, Annona fruits were really good to me. And I was really excited and so, happy to have it. And since then, I don't like these anymore. I have, PTSD about soursops. So I did a very tiny review of one of these, really early on in these fruit videos. I did a little test at
the Penang fruit farm. They had like they gave me like a little teeny wedge of it, and I ate it, and it was like I got through it. But the idea of eating like an entire soursop is just like it's hard. Okay, it's hard for me. But yeah, I thought I would try to move past that dark moment of my life. Anyway, soursops are an Annona fruit. They are the second largest of the Annona fruits. They can grow really, really big, up to about 15 pounds. The only one bigger than these are jungle sops, which I haven't had the pleasure. They're kind of popular as a cancer treatment. Not the fruit itself, but they make an extract out of it, I think maybe with the seeds. And there's a lot of controversy about it because, like, it's like one of those like miracle drug sort of things that don't really have any evidence that it works. So people spend a lot of money to get the extract, and if anything, there's actually like some evidence that it does not help cancer, but can actually cause Parkinson's. So it's a cancer cure that can actually cause more trouble than it's worth if you're taking it in those like kind of like massive amounts that the extracts come in. So if you're watching this because you're sick, if there's something wrong with you, go to a doctor. Okay, don't go out and eat sour sops. Okay, I mean maybe it helps, maybe it doesn't, but you should be probably doing something a little bit more scientifically proven than eating fruit. Okay, but I'm going to give it a review. So if you want to tell that you have a ripe soursop, you want to like give slightly, kind of like you would gauge a ripe avocado. If it turns dark on the outside, it's not necessarily bad. Just make sure you don't get it in India. Okay. It's like a nice creamy color on the inside. Just very similar to a cherimoya or sugared apple or an atamoya. And when it's ripe, you want it to be soft on the inside. You should be able to eat it with like a spoon, like a pudding. So there it is. It's maybe a little stringier than a sugar apple or a cherimoya. It's got a very strong, fragrant smell to it. Very, I don't know how to describe it, like sour smelling, like berry smelling. There is a seed. They look a lot like watermelon seeds. Let's just say that my PTSD for soursop has just been hammered in another inch because there is a worm crawling around in this thing, and I wonder why I got sick when I ate this before. Yeah, I guess that's like a little telltale sign there. There's like little worm poop or something in the corners there and over there. Oh god, that is disgusting. And I ate a bite of it, so I can tell you a little bit how it tastes like. So, soursops have a flavor that it reminds me a lot of like berries, like maybe like a raspberry or strawberry kind of flavor. It's got like maybe not like exactly it, but it's got like the sourness of like a strawberry or like a raspberry. It also has like a touch of like pineapple flavor and like a little bit of like a tropical taste, like maybe like coconut a little bit. And it's got like a creamy flavor as well. It's like a creamy fruit. It's got like a little bit of like that custard apple, atamoya, cherimoya, sugar apple sort of thing going for it as well. So you take that, you make it more sour, you add a little bit of like a berry flavor to it, and that's what you get, which if you put all of those things together, it sounds pretty good. And you know, like the first time I had it, I loved it, but now I cringe a little bit every time I eat it. And you know, now that I discovered a worm crawling around in this one, I think I'm not going to eat soursops anymore. I think that's it. I've joked a lot in the past about, oh, I better be careful, don't want to get worms, don't want to get parasites, and it's a legitimate fear. You know, if I just like ripped into that thing and just started like eating it, I would have eaten that worm. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, I'm like nauseated by soursops. But if you put all of my personal problems aside, they're actually really good. And if you have the opportunity to have a soursop, then go track it down and try it. You'll probably like it. Just be cautious not to get it from an old woman in India. Okay, you don't want to do that. You'll you'll have a lot of problems. And if you get it, check it out for worms. It's a soft fruit. Worms can get in there pretty easily. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna go and take a long, hot shower and cry a little bit. Thanks for watching.